Happy Friday, everybody. Big waves to you. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Well, we're closing out another week. The Coach's Corner just continues to just move right on down the highway. Thank you all for being a part of this. It's an awesome start to the day. Every day I'm with you. The word for today is priority. And you know, it is funny. I mean, we obviously make the Coach's Corner a priority every morning, Monday through Friday. So if you look at the definition of priority, it's the fact or condition of being regarded or treated as more important. So odds are you're a priority to somebody. You yourself is a priority to somebody. And you go, well, I don't know. Well, the person that you could reach out to and say, hey, I need this, and then they'll stop in their tracks and make you a priority. That lets you know you got value, right? A thing that is regarded as more important than another. A thing that is regarded as more important than another. Priority. Gandhi said, and I want you to really think about this. Gandhi said, your actions express your priorities. And I can't help it. Maybe it's the coach in me that's going to go there this morning. But in my profession, like I'll get people that'll be like, I want this, I need this.
Can you guys hear him?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, they can hear you. I just can't hear you.
Okay. So I have so many people that like they'll reach out and they're like, I want it, I need it, like I can feel it. But then I look at their actions and they don't express a high priority in what it is they're saying they want. Okay. And I can relate to this. You know, I think about my health journey of my life, 47 years old. I've always wanted to be healthy, be fit, look right, you know, in my body. I thought about it, but it wasn't a top priority if you were to watch my actions. And so I believe that's what Gandhi was trying to say, is actions that we do every day express really our true priorities. So where I went this morning is, how do I stick with top priorities? Maybe it's your business, maybe it's your profession, maybe you got something you're like, man, I know I need to grow a new team. Or maybe it's that it's your health, or maybe it's your finances, or whatever it is. Think about the top priorities, how to stick with top priorities. Number one, work off a list. Put a 1 in the comments if you are a list person, you work off a list. Or do you just fly by the seat of your pants? If you want to stick to your top priorities, work off a list. And stick to the list. If you come up with what's important the night before, stick to that list. Don't get off track. Number 2, eat the frog first. If you don't know what that means, eat the frog first. Read that book, Eat the Frog First. We might even give away a book at the end. Send it to somebody. Eating the frog first. What does that mean? Like, what do you not want to do? Like if it's exercising, let's get it done. Let's knock it out right out of the gate, first thing in the morning. Okay, so you get it done. If it's making a prospect call, put it in the first half of the day. Get it done. Like eat the frog. Number 3, be realistic about time. I do this when I'm setting my list for the next day. I'm terrible at this. Because I'll set a Zoom with Will Garson and put 30 minutes on it when I know Will's going to take me an hour. But I'm hopeful it'll only take 30 minutes. But I always know. So here's my point by that. it sends my anxiety up. It gets me off track for the day. So be realistic with the time it's going to take you. Number 4, decide what you can say no to. And here's the way I would look at this. If I were making $600 an hour and I get asked to do something, I got to ask myself, okay, is it worth this hour I'm giving up? Because I'm giving up $600. Odds are there'd be times you go, nope, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I'm going to stay on track. Hold on just a second. Hello? Okay, we might not be able to hear you. We'll try to talk.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well then,
Okay.
is it my turn?
No.
Okay, I'll be quiet. You tell
I'll
me
give you a
when.
thumbs up when it's your turn.
All right, thank you.
We're gonna put Andrea in
All right,
timeout.
guys.
She might have to go to the principal's office today. I mean, no, I'm kidding. So she couldn't hear me anyway. I forgot. We can talk bad about her today. We can talk bad about Andrea because she can't hear. So decide what you can say no to. How many of you get run around during the day? Kids are asking you stuff, like grandkids are asking you to do stuff, and you're just kind of like, man, I had a list and the list went out the window. We got to decide what we want, what is a priority, and what can I say no to. Another one is understand where you're spending your time. Like today, do you have a list? And if I looked at that list with you and you said, Brent, I want to do this, this, and this month, could I look at your list and go, well, let's see if you're spending the time in the right places. And then the last one, always be thinking the 3 Ds. Go through your day with columns in your mind. And here's the 3 columns. Do it, defer it, delegate it. So when you're looking at your list, like there's just some things on that list. Let's just say it's a prospect. I got to just do it. Like nobody, Alan White is not going to call my prospects for me. So I just got to do that. I got to do it. But then there's some stuff that, let's just say you got a negative person that's always trying to call you and they want to be negative. You might have to defer it. You know what? They can wait. They can wait. And then another thing you got to look at is delegate. Is there somebody else that can help me achieve this task? So just a couple of things that I wanted to share this morning that will help us stick to top priorities that we want. So Andrea, I'll turn it to you.
Well, I think that means it's my turn. And I'll tell you, I really enjoyed your hand gestures while you were doing that, but I have 0 sound. So my priority after this will be to get whatever's going on here fixed. But the quote that I found was, nobody is too busy. It's just a matter of priorities. And, you know, my dad loves to say that, like, oh, everybody says they're too busy to see us, but it just means that it's not important. And it's like, well, yeah, we're trying to manage our priorities. But if something is a priority to us, it's the most important thing that we have to do. It's the most important thing to deal with. It's something that we make sure that we have time for before everything else. And there's kind of 2 different kinds of priorities. There's the short-term priorities, like our day-to-day to-dos, just those tasks that if we don't get done, you know, the lights won't stay on, or our bodies won't be fed, or, you know, just the basics like cooking dinner, or, you know, getting the kids out the door. Those are the things that we have to prioritize. But then there's also those long-term priorities, those life priorities. That's the relationships. It's the things that bring you joy. It's just the bigger picture, the things that really matter in life. And it's easy to figure out our to-do list. It's easy to figure out like those short-term priorities, but what can be a little bit harder is figuring out our big picture priorities and how to fit that in to our life. Because if I tell everybody the most important thing to me is my kids, but then every time they want my time, I'm telling them, oh, in a little bit, we'll do something a little bit later, because I'm letting all of my day-to-day priorities overshadow that big picture priority. Well, I'm going to ruin that relationship, right? So here, what I'm going to talk about really briefly is the questions we can ask ourselves in order to figure out what's truly important to us. And then we can go back and figure out how to fit it into our day-to-day. So the first question is, what are the big and small things that you want extra time for? So if you were looking at a master week and you were like, oh, my ideal week would include, what are those things? The small things, maybe it's coffee with your best friend, or it could be the big things of, taking time to write that novel. But what are the things that you would do? What do you want that free time for? Next is, how would you spend your time if you could clear your schedule? So if your day did not have any normal demands, like you didn't have to worry about, feeding anybody or getting your work done, or, making sure everybody else is happy, or, whatever tasks are on your normal to-do list. If you didn't have to do any of that, what would you use that time for? Because it may be that you would go practice basketball with your child. It may be that you would work on that novel. It may be that you would choose to build your empire. But what would you fill that time with if you had this blank slate? And then lastly, why are making those changes important to me? So why is it important for me to carve out time for fitness if health is a priority? Why is it important to me to carve out time with my daughter if that relationship is important to me? So if we know the why behind it, we can definitely find a way to carve out the time in our schedule. So sorry, I'm a little flustered today. It's weird with zero sound, but love you guys. Hope you have a great Friday. Can't wait to see everybody back next week.
Great job, Andrea. And she muscled through it. Sometimes it doesn't work, but you muscle through it. Great job. Guys, we love you. We appreciate you. Happy Friday. Have an amazing weekend. And we'll see you back on Monday. Love you guys.
God bless.
Have a great weekend, Coach.
Good job, Andrea.